Hi, welcome to Audiobook Academy. This is a self-paced audiobook. There's no need to keep an eye on things. Just pay attention. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Book Summary of the 5 Love Languages by Gary D. Chapman. Gary D. Chapman's book The 5 Love Languages. After years of marriage counseling, Chapman has come to the conclusion that there are 5 emotional love languages, 5 ways that people speak and understand emotional love. Chapman believes that once you identify and learn to speak your spouse's primary love language, you will have found the key to a long-lasting, loving relationship. We've been taught that if we're truly in love, it will endure a lifetime. We return to the world of reality and begin to establish ourselves once the experience of falling in love has passed. Some couples believe that once the in-love phase has passed, they only have 2 choices: stay with their spouse or jump ship and try again. However, there is a third, superior option. We can identify in love for what it was, a fleeting emotional high, and instead pursue true love with our partner. Complaints are the most effective indicators of your partner's major love language. Nothing is more powerful than loving your mate even when they aren't reacting well. The 5 love languages are a set of 5 different ways to express love. 1. Positive affirmations. 2. Spending quality time is important. 3. Giving and receiving presents. 4. Service activities. 5. Physical contact. Summary of the 5 love languages. Chapman believes that keeping the emotional love tank full is as crucial to a marriage as keeping the oil level at the appropriate level is to a car. When your spouse's emotional love tank is full and they are safe in your love, the world appears to be brighter, and your spouse will strive to achieve their full potential. Compliments, or words of gratitude, are effective ways to communicate affection. One technique to offer words of affirmation to your spouse is to give vocal praises. Another dialect is words of encouragement. We have the option of choosing to live in the present, free of the mistakes of the past. You are reinforcing your spouse's worth and ability when you make a request of him or her. You're introducing a choice aspect. This is critical since we can't demand emotional love. If quality time is your partner's major love language, all they want from you is for you to spend time with them. Spending time with your partner in a shared activity shows that you care about each other, that you love being together, and that you enjoy doing things together. Quality conversation is one of the most common dialects. Chapman defines quality conversation as a sympathetic discourse between 2 people in which they share their experiences, thoughts, feelings, and desires in a friendly, uninterrupted setting. Quality conversation focuses on what we are hearing, whereas words of affirmation focus on what we are saying. We must be willing to offer counsel when it is requested, but only when it is requested in a condescending manner. What sentiments does my husband have? You might wonder. If you think you know the answer, double-check it. It sounds to me like you're disappointed because I forgot, for example. Establishing a daily sharing session in which each of you talks about 3 things that happened to you that day and how you feel about them is one method to develop new patterns. For a good marriage, Chapman calls this the minimum daily requirement. The following are the fundamental components of a high-quality activity. At least one of you wants to do it, the other is willing to do it, and both of you understand why you're doing it, to show your love for one another by being together. Look, he was thinking of me, or she remembers me, are examples of gifts you may hold in your hand. If your spouse's major love language is getting gifts, the most effective gift you can provide is your physical presence during a crisis. Chapman defines acts of service as doing something you know your partner would appreciate. Love is a personal decision that cannot be forced. Every day, we must choose whether or not to love our partners. If we choose to love, then expressing it in the way that our partner wants will maximize the emotional impact of our love. People are most likely to criticize their partner in the area where they have the greatest emotional need. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the same touch that makes you happy will make her happy. Because they crave sexual intercourse so much, many men make the mistake of concluding that physical touch is their major love language. The majority of marital sexual issues have little to do with physical skill and everything to do with emotional desires. If your deepest hurt comes from your spouse's critical, judgmental words, then words of affirmation can be your love language. Chapman recommends 3 methods for determining your predominant love language. What is it about your spouse's actions or inactions that causes you the most pain? Your love language is most likely the polar opposite of what hurts you the most. What is the most common request you make of your spouse? The item you've asked for the most is probably the thing that makes you feel the most loved. How do you show your love for your spouse on a regular basis? It's possible that the way you express love indicates how you'd like to be loved. 2 individuals virtually never fall in love on the same day, and they nearly never break up on the same day. The disequilibrium of the in-love experience, Chapman calls it. Love isn't the answer to everything, but it does offer a safe environment in which we can seek answers to our problems. Is it possible to rekindle emotional love in a marriage? Yes, absolutely. The goal is to figure out your spouse's major love language and choose to speak it. When you try to demonstrate affection to your partner, how does he or she react? How filled is your love tank on a scale of 0 to 10? Is there a point in your marriage when reality sets in? What effect did this have on your relationship, for the better or for the worse? What do you want to hear your partner say to you the most? What is it about your marriage that prevents you from spending quality time together? Consider how you can provide gifts even if you don't have much money. Many acts of service will include domestic duties, but not all. What are some non-disruptive ways to help your pal? Remember some non-sexual touching times that increased your intimacy with each other. Do you believe you have a good understanding of your spouse's love language by now? What do you think of them? What else could you do to investigate this? A key idea here is to speak our mate's love language whether or not it comes naturally to us. Why is this so important to a happy marriage? What does your partner do to make you feel more important? What about the things you do for them? Anyone who has experienced romantic love can attest to the fact that it is simple to fall in love. Staying in love is difficult, especially in today's environment. So many couples fall out of love. Distractions, disputes, misunderstandings, and boredom may all sabotage what was once a beautiful relationship. It takes effort to stay in love. Relationships necessitate constant care and attention. We discover the solution to all of the challenges that modern couples encounter. Dr. Gary Chapman is a marriage counselor who has discovered a way that works. He's helped 15 million people improve their relationships by teaching them their love languages, and he'll help you figure out which one you speak. It's incredible to fall in love. Blushing, butterflies, flirtation, and infatuation are all common. We see the world through rose-colored glasses, which can cause even the finest judgment to be clouded. It's motivated by the innate need to keep our species alive, as unromantic as it may sound. Relationships based solely on romanticism, on the other hand, will collapse after about 2 years. Couples must strive harder to meet one another's emotional demands as reality sets in. How will we ensure that these requirements are met? Cultivate a connection in which you can communicate openly and honestly. As the thrill of a new romance wears off, we must ensure that we can communicate effectively with one another. Finding your partner's love language is the best approach to communicate as your relationship progresses. It's difficult to communicate successfully with your spouse when you don't speak the same love language, just as it is difficult to communicate well with someone who speaks a foreign language. The following session covers the 5 different love languages, which can help you understand your partner on a deeper, more intimate level. Most languages allow you to express yourself in ways other than words. The same is true of love, there are numerous methods to express it. Here are 5 of Chapman's examples. 1. Affirmative words. Praise and encouragement are effective ways to express love towards someone. You use verbal compliments a lot when speaking this language. Make sure they know how much you admire their smile, sense of humor, or new wardrobe. 2. It's time for some quality time. Work and busy schedules can often get in the way of this love language. Because of our technology, we might be in the same room as our partner and still fail to truly be with them. Undivided attention is the key to quality time. Quality chats or quality activities with your companion, such as date night, are also options. 3. Giving presents is a common occurrence. For some people, gifts are a physical representation of their partner's feelings for them. Remember that it doesn't matter how much it costs, it's the act of going out and purchasing or producing a gift for your partner that will demonstrate your feelings for them. 4. Performing acts of service. This is when you assist your partner with tasks that you know they would appreciate. It could include things like assisting children with homework, paying bills, or vacuuming, and it will be different. 5. Touch is a physical sensation. Humans, even as infants, require physical touch to flourish. We forget a lot as children, and this continues throughout adulthood. Holding hands, snuggling, kissing, or intercourse are some methods to express love in this way. Of course, find out what types of physical touch they prefer, as this will help you develop a stronger bond. Remember, there are numerous methods to express your love for someone. Make careful you use all of them. You can figure out what your primary language is now that you know the 5 love languages. Then, with your partner's help, figure out what theirs is. It's simple to identify your own. Think about what you most frequently desire from your partner. Perhaps you've been requesting laundry assistance or asking your partner if you can both put the kids to bed a little earlier so you can spend more time together. Consider what has made you feel most loved and appreciated in the past, whether it was a physical gesture, a gift, or a praise. It's time to identify your pain spots once you've figured out what you appreciate. Past hurtful relationship experiences can help you figure out your love language. Consider how many times your emotional demands have gone unfulfilled or how unhappy you have been in a relationship. It's useful to think about childhood family ties since they shape who we are as adults. If these events, such as disappointing presents or a lack of time spent with you, fall into the same category as a love language, then it is most likely your love language. Share your language with your partner once you've discovered it. Assist them in discovering theirs. It will be much easier to accommodate each other's requirements once you both grasp each other's major language. You can make your partner feel loved, valued, and understood in the ways that are most important to them. The best part is that you can tell them how much you love them, which will provide the groundwork for a long-lasting connection. Anyone who is in or plans to be in a serious relationship should read the 5 love languages. It will teach couples how to identify their love language, which will help them better understand each other. It acts as a guide for couples to communicate better and develop a lasting connection by describing the love languages. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in next audiobook.